is under high review. So I think situationally we got better in some areas, but you know, yeah, it's just like I think we've talked before about how the season goes and how the first third of the season, the challenges you have there, in the second third, and how the toughest is the final third. So, and that's you break it down in all three phases, and specifically to the offense, you got to take a hard look at that. What made you successful early? How did you go through the adversity and the tribulations of injuries and changes in your lineups? Because that's you have to play a little differently then. I mean, there's concepts and people you need to help. So, or do we have enough help in our protections? I mean, these are all questions that are very fair, and we're going to take a normal look at it. So it's not like we're taking a hard look at it, but we definitely need to tweak some things because
consider you being the play call
that we experienced on Sunday will definitely pay forward for us.
We should not be buffering now.
Off my personal experience, the first time we were in the playoffs, it was an NFC Championship game, that went to overtime. So,
oh my bad, Cowboy Nation.
Back and it took to the second year, and then we lost another heartbreaker in overtime. So, and then the following year we won the Super Bowl. So, I mean, I think guys, particularly coaches on the staff, talk about their experiences. It's tough to get it done the first time you're in there as a team.
Oh my God.
We
should be buffering now, though. God goodness.
We were healthy, so there was a lot of feel good around our football team. No doubt about it. And I think it's important. I'm not.
Oh
I'm
my
not
gosh.
second guessing that, but it's hard. I mean, it's hard to win a game in a regular season, let alone playoff games. So. And they play better than we did, So I mean, it starts with me, and trust me, I you always looked at what can you do, what more can you do in any situation.
It was my bad, Cowboy Nation.
How you game plan, and things that go on during the course of the game. So, but most importantly, I can't say enough about the players. I mean, gosh, the last 3 days. I mean, just their confidence and where they feel, where we are as a football program, just what we accomplished in 1 year, as far as, just the energy and the attitude. I mean, the locker room was incredible. It was 100% through all 80-plus guys. It was
we still
the best
alive.
locker room they've ever been a part of. So, I mean, we have a tremendous amount to build off of. So,
check my Facebook.
And like anything, it starts with the players.
And like you were talking earlier about player personnel and the great job they did last year, and there's some hard decisions coming up in regards to some now free agents. Could you take us through the process and or influence that the coaches have in
It was me. It was me.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'll just the way it was laid out with Jerry Stephen. There's a lot of collaboration. The coaches are very involved in the process. More here than any place I worked at. I have great appreciation for that. So, it's a lot of conversations between Jerry, Stephen, and Will and I, and how we influx the coaches into the draft process, into the free agent process. So, I think we've done a good job with that. Particularly last year. First year was, kind of a blur there with the COVID and how everything was moving so fast. So I thought last year it worked out very well. So, and I have great confidence that we can have another excellent year.
Would you say the window to win is a lot smaller now than it was when you first became a head coach?
I don't think in my opinion, I don't think the window conversation applies as much in today's NFL as it did in the 90s, for this amount of movement that you have. I think, I remember the Chiefs, you work with the, same players 4, 5, 6 years in a row. So I think that the ability in this state of the NFL is obviously, make sure you have your core players, and that's the business aspect of it. But you're going to have change. I mean, your change in your 53 is going to be 20-25% a year of your players. So that's, frankly, today was a lot of the younger players, and the importance for these first-year players taking that second-year jump. I mean, that's going to be a big part of being able to be successful as a football team, is the development of these young players. The young players, and they just even speaking with the veterans. the veterans have a lot of love for our young guys, particularly this class, the way they came in, and is what you're looking for. But we need to add another group to that, and because those guys are going to be on the team next year.
Where does Dak need to improve, and how different will this offseason be for him to maybe not have to worry about his rehab the whole time, and he can worry about football more than his health?
Yeah, definitely. I know Dak is, he just wants to get past the, like all of us, the pain of Sunday, and but hey, his work ethic and his regimen is second to none. So I mean, that's not going to change. But yeah, I think it's a great point. I think that being in a normal off-season program, I think we're all hoping for and looking forward to, because we really haven't had that yet. So, and I think it'd benefit not only Dak, but it'd benefit all of us.
Did his footwork get out of whack in any manner in your eyes as you look and examine his fundamentals?
I would say that's a blatant statement. I don't think oh my God, we got to fix that. No, that's not the case. I think just like anything, if he was standing here, he's he'll tell you there's some throws or some things we maybe need more reps at or more timing, and and I think with the challenge of having multiple perimeter options, getting in tune with every guy on every particular route, working through the route tree, we definitely need to continue to work on the details of that. So I think it'll all be a part of moving forward.
Zeke said he played with a torn PCL. Do you expect him to be 100% next year? And how did that affect him at the end of the season?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I definitely think it, time away, he'll heal and he'll be ready to go next year. I thought he had a tremendous start to the season. I thought all the way up to Carolina, the Carolina game was when he was injured. I thought that was clearly the best he's looking in my time here.
Carolina, that was like what, week 3, week 4?
He dealt with and practiced with throughout the year. I think it tells you something about Zeke and
oh my God,
not only his commitment but his toughness. But yeah, I think he'll definitely recover 100% and be back.
Mike, in what ways do the offensive line need to improve for next year? And when you look at your personnel needs for this offseason, how much do you look at the offensive line?
Personnel changes and things. I mean, it's really too early for that. I mean, we haven't even had a personnel meeting yet, on our players. So, but as far as improvement, I think number one is always availability. I think you always look at that for. If you look at successful offensive lines, that successful seasons for an offensive line, availability is probably the number one statistic in that. So, just guys, getting healthy, trying to stay healthy, and but I think really we got to look at some things fundamentally, and look at things, particularly pass protection is going to be another area that we'll take a little longer look than normal. So, I think all those things will help those guys.
You were talking about how you'll have a 20 to 25% change every year, just the way the NFL is constructed now. You have 21 free agents on this roster, which could put you outside of that 25% range. And do you feel you need to be in there if you get beyond 25% change in a year? Is that counterproductive, especially for a team coming off a 12-5 season?
I mean, I hope we're not, more than 25%, because I mean, how can you not love this locker room? I mean, it's a locker room that came together quickly, and but has so much more, growth in front of them. So, but the business part of it, I think you learn early in your career. It's you can't control it. It's every one of these players, and particularly the ones that hit free agency. It's there's tough business decisions. So ever how it works out. You deal with it, but I do know that, your lifeline needs to be that draft, and we recognize it. We put the time and energy into it, and and more importantly, how we operate and how we train our team is reflective of that. So, I mean, that's really what we will adhere to.
Kellen and Dan aside, are there any other changes maybe or departures or whatever from your coaching staff?
Premature. And I'll start the coaches' exit interviews will start Monday morning.
Health standpoint, as far as any cleanup surgeries or something that you'll feel need to be
Yeah,
done?
I mean, there's a number of guys. I don't have it here in front of me, but yeah, I know we got 2 guys going in tomorrow for ankle surgery. So we'll get Rich can get that to you.
Those
Who's
two
retiring? One of those guys?
Brandon Smith and Chauncey Golson.
Yep.
When you look at what Micah was able to do, and you talk about second-year jumps, He seemed to be pretty good his first year. How does he make a second year?
Better jump really high. Yeah, no, I mean, what can you say about Micah? You know, he just, you know, had a great visit with him yesterday, and you know, really was really kind of on that topic. You know, what he can do coming off of this, you know, his rookie season. So clearly made an impact. You know, I think the biggest thing he's going to have to, you know, get accustomed to is the changes people make for him. You know, so and that's where we got to make sure we have him prepared because, you know, he's a targeting challenge for an offense.
Van Der Esch got in on that one though.
But
Watch
it's
this
like
play.
anything. I think any
Watch
player
Van Der
in
Esch.
this league will attest to this, that, you know, once you have success, you know, people are going to study the film and have a plan for you. So we got to make sure he takes that, you know, he takes that next step to be able to combat and continue to be highly successful.
Do you think the things that Vic Fangio did and the
That
Denver
Debo
game
killed us on this one.
became a strategy that teams use to defend against you the rest of the season?
I think a couple teams, but I think Denver played us like that, you know, and then Kansas City. But we you know, frankly, we saw more shell than anything. So, yeah, I think the passing game as a whole, you know, we can focus on the little things, the details, you know, and that, you know, that's something that
Watch this
we
false
felt
start.
during the season we could be better at, and you know, we'll continue that thought process going into the evaluation process.
You've been a head coach in a high-profile situation for a long time. Do you ever get used to speculation about your job security? How do you deal with that?
I think, you know,
Boy, drunk the hell out of that
internally, and I think for people in this profession,
This the final drive right
you know,
here. I'm
it's
going to show you.
accepted. You know, it's part of the job. You know, I get that. I understand why you're asking the question. It's part of the job. I mean, you have a job to do, and I have a job to do here today and answer your questions appropriately and respectfully. But yeah, I don't put a lot into it because I know what I personally put into this. You know, I understand what goes on here every day.
Final drive
I know
right
how
here.
to win. I know how to win in this league. I know how to win playoff games. I know how to win a championship. So I have great confidence in that. What we've built here in 2 seasons, I feel very good about. And I think with that, you stay true to that. You know, the hard part's the personal. So we all have kids, you know, so that's the part that I don't like, you know. So, and I just hope people were respectful to that.
Mike, one more on Zeke. You mentioned you feel like he's going to get healthy. He said he didn't think he needed the procedure on this PCL. Is that your understanding? It's just kind of a rest and feel?
Yeah, I agree. You know, the PCL injury was something that we feel that will heal at rest. He's not up for surgery right now. There's no discussion of him having a procedure.
Go and get that
Mike, how do
surgery,
you
man.
handle the rest of the playoffs now?
Damn.
Do you watch with all of us? Is it too hard to watch?
I won't. Yeah, I'm sorry, I won't watch it. What's nice is we have video that I'll come in and maybe blink the games afterwards. You know, but you know, the emotion of it all on TV.
Get ready to close your eyes, Cowboy Nation.
Participated in. So I mean, it's we're disappointed. You know, make no bones about it. So, but yeah, there'll be great games. But you know, I'll watch the coaching tapes at some point just to see what, you know, teams are doing against each other, particularly in the playoffs.
You talked about health in the offensive line and things. Tyron's not played a full season since 2015. He missed 6 or 7 games this year.
Why would you draw it right here, though?
Can you count on him to play a full season at this point in his career?
Well, I just think like anything. I mean, I get to see Tyron every day, but also I have an understanding of not only, you know, how it happens and what goes into it. So I mean, I think, you know, players go through strings of injuries, and you know, particularly, you know, at his position, you know, he's a cornerstone position. You know, plays in a high stress position. So, you know, I just have confidence in him and our process. So yeah, I mean, I don't see any reason why we can't you know, see him bounce back and have a full season.
The amount of interviews that Dan and Kellen are scheduled for over the next few days, do you have a role in that? Are you active in that, or you just kind of wait to see what happens like the rest of us?
Active in which way?
Do you have a line of communication with them about what they're thinking and what they're doing?
Oh yeah, no, yeah. I'm fully understand what's going on, and you know, and it's exciting for Kellen. I mean, you know, I'm proud of him, and you know, Dan's been through it before. But yeah, I think anytime, you remember, I know I'm the head coach, but we also have personal relationships too. So I mean, and I think anytime you can share experiences with your coaches, and even Dan. I mean, Dan and I talk a lot about past experiences. So Kellen's going through it the first time, but yeah, I'm in tune with what's going on.
If Kellen and Dan, if either or both gets a head coaching job, what will they bring the team that gets them?
Well, number one, I think just like anything, I mean, you're getting two high quality men. I think, just the way they operate, positive personalities. I think they both emulate that on a daily basis. Expertise, what they bring to the table. They have the ability to bring people together. So I think they have a lot of common characteristics. I think Dan obviously is someone that has a tremendous amount of experience. And Kellen is on a fast track, but I think he's definitely someone that's worthy of this, and he's prepared himself very well.
Now that you're through the exit interview stage, what's your timetable basically like over these next 4 to 6 weeks? I mean, you meet with management, you give your coaches some time off, you come back and focus on different things.
I mean, we're just through the player exit interviews, so we'll start the coaching staff and support staff, exit interviews next week. So that'll probably take, probably at least through Friday, maybe Monday, Tuesday. So then after that, the staff will have some time off, and I think traditionally, there'll be other meetings that you go through. We'll work through all that, and then just like most years, I think the day after Valentine's Day is kind of will be the kickoff for scheme evaluation, and we'll get back to building what's in front of us for 2022.
Last year you didn't go to Senior Bowl because probably the pandemic in some instances. Will you go to that this year?
Great question. I haven't thought about it. Yeah, apologize.
On that note of offseason,
Get with it,
the first
Mike.
Offseason you have where Dak is going to be your quarterback next year and under contract. How does that change the line of communication?
Well, it means a lot. I mean, we spent a bunch of time this morning together, and he brought up, hey, how did you used to do quarterback school in the old days? And so, just the because the conversation's about just having spent time on all the little things. These quarterbacks in this league are asked to do so much more at the line of scrimmage. But also, with that, the responsibility they have, in the scheme and work with others. But when do they really have the time to work on their individual skill set? As far as their footwork and so forth. So, yeah, I think it'll help us immensely, especially the way Dak operates, because he's a magnet. His teammates, they can't be around him enough. So the one-on work that these guys do away from this facility is very impressive. So I'm sure that'll start at some point, and he'll be right in the middle of it.
Final question. Sorry, on the ball spot at the end of the game.
Yeah.
If the center places it onto the turf, and then the umpire can just touch it and leave. If the ball needs to be adjusted in terms of its placement, doesn't that cost more time? And would it be a shortcut just to give it to the umpire so you don't lose that readjustment period?
Well, I mean, I think on this particular instance, I think when you see Tyler get the ball, he looks for the umpire.
Yeah, I'm gonna look for it. We got it right here.
So, I think it's only a natural reaction to, because if the umpire's not there, we're taught to put the ball in a proper space. And I think not only the distance that the umpire had to come from, and the collision that he was part of, I can't speak on his behalf.
There's an umpire right there.
Actually, what the spot was, as far basically on the way it all happened. So, usually
they cut away from it.
The training tapes will show you, 9 out of 10 of them are tap, and we call it a 3-2-1. The clock's coming down 3-2-1 because you want to snap that ball right at 2 seconds. So, yeah, I don't have any problem with our mechanics. But yeah, I mean, if the umpire's right there, yeah, give it to him because we talk about 2 resets. Everybody's got to get set, and then there's a potential.
Man, you can do that in 3
ball's
seconds, man.
Properly spotted based on how the ump feels in it, but trying to eliminate that step, if you put it right on the hash, on the edge of the half with the tip on it, which is the same mechanics that the umpires use, then you're hoping to save a step there, where that's usually when it becomes a tap. And it's really, my understanding is, as long as they have what they feel is an appropriate spot, which usually in that instance, coming down to the wire like that, you usually get the tap there.
A receiver, Amari's guaranteed $20 million on the 5th day of the league year. Gallup's hurt, but a free agent. Cedric's a free agent. How much changeover is there, and how do you keep all the, if you want to, how do you keep those guys?
Great question. I mean, that's the business part of it. I'm not ready for questions there, but it's a group that gives us great flexibility. So obviously the best we can do to keep that together would be the goal. But I do understand that there may be some tough decisions throughout our roster. But yeah, as far as pending free agency and so forth, I think it's really too early to get into that.
Has Michael had his surgery yet? Do you know?
No, not yet.
Go get his surgery done, Michael.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's it. Let me go ahead and find this for they play that music. I'm so mad at Mike. It was a terrible interview, man. Last interview, terrible. I apologize up front to everybody that jumped on earlier. I still had my VPN connected, and that internet process was very slow. I'm still studying this film, and what I was doing is I was chopping up film, and I got a message that Mike McCarthy will be doing his live presser, and I forgot to click off my VPN. If anybody know VPN, they would know that the internet, far as the upload speed, is terrible, and the way my thing is all set up for far as my streaming on all platforms, you need upload speed. But neither here nor there. Cowboy Nation, the biggest thing that I took away from Mike McCarthy presser, he let out his mouth. My goodness, that will be the last word I let leave out of my mouth. That they were nervous. They was nervous for a home game.
You must be out of your goddamn mind.
Mike.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
How you gonna prepare your boys to go into war nervous at your house? This brother said they was nervous.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
This is a home wild card playoff game, and your boys are nervous. The people, the troop that you rallied together, who gave the motivational speech? Hey, I want to hear the sounds of the sidelines on this one. I want to hear that. Because all of the stuff you've been talking about, you've been whooping people butt, and you're going to leave nothing left on the field, and y'all nervous? You the leader, you the coach of the team, and you got your boys nervous? If you're a 49er fan right now, were y'all nervous? Did y'all have the jelly bellies? Y'all walking through the tunnel with the boom box. That's embarrassing, man. I'm sitting here supporting the Cowboy Nation. I got fire. I got a daggone shovel over here. I'm not wavering. Of course, I'm not in the war. I'm sitting over here in the confines of my studio. But that's the last thing you want to hear from your leader. The voice of reasoning supposed to be. Your head coach, man, look, off of general principles, GP, I kid you not, I'll follow the sword. I'm Jerry Jones. I'm sitting here saying I need to be the one that's nervous, not the people that's out there on the field. That's embarrassing, baby. nervous. Oh my gosh, man. How you gonna leave a troop of nervous guys? I asked you guys, midway through the season, are you all in? And regardless of the situation, one of the things that I asked, and I said the strength of Mike McCarthy is delegation. And I said, if you believe in Mike McCarthy, if you think that he can carry you on the way, type in the comment box, all in for Mike McCarthy. But I'm telling you guys right now, man, you know, when I finished watching the Game of Thrones, you know, I was just joking last night with me, Big Gay James, and the OC. But those unsullied warriors, although they couldn't do the other thing, you know what I'm talking about, but they wasn't nervous. They was unsullied. You know, that was the whole point of being unsullied. So Mike McCarthy, you're supposed to be one of the unsullied guys. You're supposed to be able to say, hey, at the end of the day, I'm the head coach. And if anybody going to fall on the sword, I guarantee you, Dan Quinn wouldn't have got out there and said, hey, we were nervous. And then he tried to pivot a little bit. Now, if he'd have used the word, we were anxious, you know, now that's what I can say about the defense. It was so anxious. And I ain't talking about Genuine, right? But Flash said he's sullied. But I can tell you that the defense, they were anxious. Anxious. They was ready to say they was going to make a play. The 49ers came out there without being nervous, and they punched us right in the jaw. They slapped us around on their opening drive. I had to go back on my words or everything, and I was telling everybody, hey, man, look, that's why you play 4 quarters and not 1. But, dog it, hell, I wish I was nervous, but I wasn't. I had strong confidence in this team to match the energy. But now I know that these boys are nervous. I'm mad, guys, man. I'm mad, boy. Oh, my goodness, I'm mad. The mindset. J-Fall, where these boys come from, man? Cowboys defense started out and got ran on the first 9 plays. Yes, you're right. But, midway through the game, the defense kind of slowed things down. They shut the run down to averaging, I believe, 2.8 yards per rush, which wasn't bad, by the way. And on top of that, they were able to just corral things and keep everything under float. The biggest thing and the only reason why I was angry and upset at Dak Prescott is because when you look at that interception, I was like, God, dog, you gave them life. Without that interception, they don't score another touchdown, I believe. Even if, and I know we had some bad situation up until that point, and it was 3rd and forever. But if we could just run the ball on 3rd and forever, get like some, hell, do the quarterback draw dead, right? Because you wasn't going to get the first down passing underneath anyway, Dak. And I'm not mad at Dak. I'm just calling you guys what it is. So don't shake me with the butter knife when I say that. It was 3rd and 17, 18, whatever, and you threw an underneath route and it was picked off, right? Let's be real with it, okay? All right. So we got to be on it. If you wanted to run a draw, you could have ran a draw then because they were playing pass defense. They dropped everybody. They gave you the underneath. You could have ran the ball and punted away and played position of field because I believe at that point you figured out the 49ers offense and they were not able to move the rock. But by you throwing the interception, you gave them a short piece of the field and bam, they were able to score, right? I'm telling you guys, I was so angry when I was looking at the film, and I'm still evaluating some of the film. And I should have did it yesterday, but I said, man, you know what? I'm going to take my time and look over everything, measure twice, cut once. But these boys being nervous, oh, my goodness. I'm going to just take that all the way through the offseason. I might as well say, hey, will you get nervous in a wild card game? This is not even the big game. This is a wild card game at home, at your house. But this was the final drive, and this is me looking at it raw because I have not got a chance to evaluate this, but this is just me raw. I'm still chopping up the film, by the way. Now, on this play, I believe he get the ball batted down, and of course, it didn't go nowhere. He get it batted down, and it was going to be an edge play out to it. Let me read what my guy says, man. Appreciate you. Jay Farm says the second postseason game, we're in the NFCW team beat a team where the opposing quarterback throws for 0 touchdowns. Yeah, this is the second postseason game. Yeah, oh my God, it's crazy, man. Garoppolo didn't throw for a touchdown, man. Appreciate you, Jay Farm. Oh my goodness.
This is the second postseason game where an NFCW team beat them where the opposing QB throws 0 TDS.
Man, my goodness, man. Appreciate you. I do see a rebuttal. I do see a rebuttal from my guy, James. He said, Law, this is just a part of the young cats learning how to win. But my thing is with that, that's the reason why we had Mike McCarthy, in my opinion, right? That's the reason why we went and got Dan Quinn. Those are guys with experience. And I refuse, man. Another thing that got on my nerve with this presser was the fact that they said that Ezekiel Elliott was hurt since the Carolina Panthers game. That's week 4, right? Yeah. All right, so this is the final drive, but this is not the final one. This is the one, if we go down here and score, we got the lead. But, pressure got us, and nobody open. Dak took the ball and attempted to, I guess, buy some more space. And I don't have my down and out distance right here, but this is the underneath where Lamb dropped the ball. And he playing patty cake with the football. Not necessarily throwing the ball beyond the sticks because – think about it. The 49ers, like my brother literally said, they was bagging the Cowboys to run it. They playing pass defense. They dropping everybody, mama, uncle, cousin. You can run it all day. And he drops the ball for a sure first down. This is Ezekiel Elliott with a torn PCL or what have you. They was bagging the Cowboys, please run the ball. They rushed 4, and that's just what it is. They rushed 4. Now, I believe on this play they blitz. Let's see. Yeah, they blitz everybody. Came inside. Everybody covered well. Dak Prescott throws off his back foot, and Cedric couldn't track the ball, but he had it right in his hands. There's nothing really Dak could have did differently on this play. Everybody coming to one came inside. He evades. He throws a Hail Mary, basically. And oh my God, man, if my guy Cedric catch this, man, if he catch this, game over with. Cowboys win, believe it or not. But it just bounces. Oh my goodness, how close it is. Oh my gosh, man. And that's just how the season goes. He drops it. Of course, it was behind him, but Dak Prescott running for his life. And this is them. This is the drive. That the 49ers, they get a first down, is over with. They get a first down, is over with. Now, on this series right here, LVE played a hell of a game on this one. In 97, got home too. And of course, the Cowboys defense, somehow, they just was like, man, we ain't finna lose like this. They were flying out, rallying to the ball. Look at number 11 in the backfield. And LVE, number 11, 27, all of those boys, man, they played their minds like, hey, we gonna make sure we stop this. Debo had nowhere to go. Yeah, 11 was sniffing that stuff out. Y'all see it, and they go back to it. Watch how they rally and chase to the ball. Bam. And I think, that's on the Niners there. It's on the Niners. Get up under the center. Number 11, wide now wide. He sniffs out that play too. I think they called him for something there. I don't know for the life of me. I don't know what they called on that one. Got a boy squeeze in there. They stopped those boys averaging 2.8 yards per rush in the second half. Them boys came down there to stop that run. Man, I really, really like this play by number 55 to come down, squeeze in that gap. He even like it. Watch he do that fist bump. Yeah, watch he squeeze down inside, Cowboy Nation. I don't think he'll be back next year, but squeeze in there, make that tackle right there. Yeah, meet him at the LOS. Beat him to the hole, right? Just don't meet him to the hole. Beat him to the hole. All right. So they got creative. They went in their bag of tricks. And that's one thing you got to love about an offense. They give the ball to their playmakers. And Debo, he took number 7 for a ride and number 27. To me personally, man, it was a first down, but they went and did some measurements and stuff like that. But 27 for a ride and 794 come to make the tackle. And that's them going into their bag of tricks, and then they're going to false start the center, what have you, and then we prevail and we hold them to a punt kick. But I really, 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 really like the way those boys pursued to the ball on their last one there. But you gotta admire the way they utilize Debo. You got to admire that. You can't be sitting there as a Cowboy fan saying, I can't stand him because I hate Debo. No, you got to say to yourself, hey, if he's not catching the ball down the field, let's make him involved somehow. You know, let's put him in the backfield. Let's throw some balls behind the LOS. Let's make him eligible. All right, so this is the last drive of the season. The absolute last drive. Drops back, scans the field, hit the underneath. That play finally worked. Lamb gets to the 40. Yep. That play finally worked. Scans the field. They give you the middle of the field all the way because they know you don't have any timeouts. And they know it's clock game. So you got to get out of bounds. All right? So that's the name of this one. Look at they playing coverage. Everybody drop mama, uncle, cousin. We're only rushing 4. Give you the underneath, which is not bad. Watch how he finished, yeah. Man, you got to have that mentality through the whole entire game. Ain't no way I love Ezekiel Elliott, man, but ain't no way I have this man with only 4 touches. Watch how he finished. Can y'all see it on your screen? Yeah, you know. That's how you finish there. That's how you finish, baby. And, you know, of course, underneath Schultz. Finish. Watch how he finish. Get up under that. Get out of bounds. He could have just walked out of bounds, but he wanted to hit him. All right. Is this the draw play right here? They got everybody saying, oh, Lord. They're going to draw it. If you think about it, you had enough time. Bump that. You see this? Look, we rewind just a little bit. They giving you all of this area right here. Y'all can see that? Y'all can see my cursor? You know what I'm saying? They giving you all of that. They giving you all of that, man. You better make sure I fix this thing. Yeah, y'all can see that. You got enough time. I think it's 14 to 15 seconds. It could have been 16. I would have hit one of these receivers right here, spike the ball, and then give you another shot in the end zone. But they going to draw up a draw play. Come on, man. And say they practice this in practice. Let me tell you guys one thing. In practice, they don't hit the quarterback. So I knew that was kind of like bull sugar, man. Come on. Hit Schultz. He runs it. What's the difference between being at the 30 versus the 25, man, making your fade ball? Come on, man. It hurt me, damn. It hurt me watching this, man. That's why I'm mad. It hurt me watching this. And they fighting. Look at the aficionados. He's slow, roly-poly himself. Get in there, man. They cut it away. See, they know what they're doing. And this is an unedited film right here. They knew what they was doing. They cut it away. He got all in the way, though. Look at him getting all in the way. Get out of the way. He should have came on the left side, you know. Oh, my goodness, man. I was mad at that one, man. I'm still mad at it. I'm still mad. I'm going to watch it about 1,000 times over again, you know. He had no timeout, so I would have threw that ball to Schultz with one of those tight ends. Let's give you the middle of the field with 14, 15 seconds. That would have been more realistic. And then at the 30, we've seen Dak throw a touchdown pass from the 30. That's a good spot right there. You would have had 3 seconds left on the clock with one more play. But I'm like Tony Dungy. He said, look, man, you know, that's why I had that first drive in series up there. Like, they had to come away with some type of points on the other one. Bad man said it's open the wombs. I know, baby, man. I know. All right, man. The other thing that I was kind of upset, I know I already talked about it a little bit, was the fact that my dog Ezekiel Elliott was hurt since the Carolina Panthers game. And he didn't think to rest the man. I know we had the bye week coming around. This coaching malpractice right here, man. Do you think Skip Bayless sent the refs for J.P. Morgan when they referring to pretty circus? I don't know. Curious. I don't know. Zeke selfish. Should have tested Zeke. Yeah. We the greatest show on turf. Pollard runs harder. The problem is, this is not a versus situation. This is not, and a third of the fan base would think that this was a versus situation. Ezekiel Elliott versus Tony Pollard. This is a coaching situation. This is a situation where it's the coach. They're unsullied, right? No, I'm just playing. The coach should look Ezekiel Elliott in the eyes. And I remember somebody was saying this a couple of weeks ago, like, who would have been bold enough to tell Ezekiel Elliott that he have to sit out? The coach.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
The one and only playoff game that Dak Prescott got under his resume was because the week before, they set Ezekiel Elliott out. He was fresh. He ran for 126 yards. Dak played out of his you-know-what, too. He beat Russell Wilson, that most of the people would love to have over here, right? He beat Russell Wilson. He ran through Bobby Wagner. You guys remember that, right? You got it, and I hate to say this, Cowboy Nation. Oh, my gosh, I hate to say this. Oh, I hate to say it. I don't even want to say it, Jay Form, because y'all know you're probably still in the chat if they ain't call you back to work. But Jason Garrett didn't have those boys nervous in that game. And one can argue the reputation from the Seattle the Seattle Seahawks, was more bolder than the reputation of the 49ers. God dog it, man. he didn't have those boys nervous. Matter of fact, the Cowboys was walking around with the chest out, saying we gonna hand those sea chickens an L. And it's hard for me to say that Jason Garrett didn't at least have these boys nervous.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
Oh my gosh, man. I can't make this stuff up, man. Cowboy Nation. There's no, like, for those who heard the interview, there's no assurance of what he said that can give you guys any boldness to it. You going to the Senior Bowl? Nah, I ain't going to no Senior Bowl. I ain't thinking about it.
D-Law they gotta play US 2, rolling eyes face, woman face bumming, woman face bumming.
I do need a wood block cutting up that knife. You better shank me now, baby, man. God dog, nigga. Don't shank me, baby. But you know what? The craziest thing about this, the 49ers are going to go on to the Green Bay land, and they're going to beat the Green Bay Packers. They are. They're going to beat those Green Bay Packers. I think they play against the Green Bay, right? Because all of the games I saw from Aaron Rodgers, he struggled against those Ravens. He for dog sure struggled against those Cleveland Browns. Oh, my gosh. So I think that the 49ers are going to stick to the run. And I love those DBs in Green Bay land, but they ain't about that tackling. No. So it's going to be crazy watching the 49ers win this weekend. It's going to be crazy. And I can't stand both of them, Green Bay nor the 49ers. But it is what it is. You're going to have a field day on them. Aaron Rodgers, look, for those, look, y'all better brace your comments now. Because Aaron Rodgers should throw for 400 yards. If he don't, I'm going to be like,
shame. Shame. Shame.
Lord, you should let the Cowboys use that shovel when they're coming out of the tunnel. Yeah. Look, I just don't see a team that's saying that they're going to go to the Super Bowl with Super Bowl inspiration being nervous like that or admitting it. You know what I'm saying? Like every team that you realized that won the Super Bowl always had that one or two guys that you said, man, you better watch out for that person. You know, they going to beat just all on you like white on rice. Yeah, appreciate you, Moses. Said, when law is not live, if it ain't live, it ain't me, baby. Oh, my gosh, man. Yeah, lead times. I'm not watching the game, by the way. I'm not watching it. I'm not watching no football. Let's see what we can do here. It's 3:22. I got some more work to do, but I really appreciate you guys for tuning in. There are these things that's got to be put in place. Shout out to you, Cox. Appreciate you, man. Yeah. In both games, you're right. They did struggle. Shout out to you, Jason Love. Oh, Javon Love. Appreciate you. Here we go. The day I speak.
Yet Packs struggled to the last minute in both games.
Yep. Perez says 6-0 against NFC East. Everyone else sub 500. That is Mika wrote. I'm not finna say that word, man. You got me. You almost had me reading it, Perez. We can only play our team that we play. We can only play and line them up and lace them up. And when they was asking Mike McCarthy, like, what would be the floor for next season, what have you, this would be the situation. Our expectations now is you got to outperform the previous year. You do. You got to outperform. So 12-5. Anything, 12-5 is our floor now. Anything more than that, like if we lose 6 games, people are going to be like, oh, it's a wasteful season, right? So now the bar is even higher. And the way it's looking, based upon this particular division that we play in, don't nobody scared. We ain't scared of no one in this division. I'm quite sure that the Cowboys can sweep those NFC East division again. Yeah, the schedule may be tougher. Strength of schedule is different now since you finished number 1. But at the end of the day, you still got to lace them up and play football. So, Rodgers 0-3 versus the Niners in playoffs. And Aaron Rodgers, that could be something to the psyche. Aaron Rodgers wanted to play for the 49ers, right? He grew up loving the San Francisco 49ers. So he might be saying, man, I'm a 49er fan, and I'm going to throw this game, right? But the 49ers going to run all through those Green Bays. It's going to be – I'm not going to watch it, but it's going to be exciting to see. Let's see if I got some time here. It's 3:24. And let's see what we got here. I was wondering, man, that thing over here. Let me see if they talked about it yet. Y'all bear with me. I said, man, oh man.
Combative is like when you're
tackling,
when you're hooked up.
Unnecessary roughness.
Yeah, he says his combative penalties were too high. I guess is that when you're battling somebody combative? I guess that's what the root is.
Or when your defensive end decides to tackle everything that's moving in front of him.
You know what?
Except the ball carrier.
Not a great day for Randy.
Let me ask you this, though. It's funny. I went back and looked at that. Randy was doing that quite a bit. I wonder if that was something scheme-wise that they were trying to keep people from getting second-level blocks. Because he did it like 2-3 different times he grabbed Kittle one time.
Yeah, somebody put together a montage on Twitter. It was
kind of crazy that I was like watching. I was like, ooh, I wonder if this was a
maybe they are teaching that
scheme plan.
We're like, this is how we're going to jam up their run game. We're going to occupy a blocker, not let them get free.
He said we're going to be better, though. He goes, we're going to be better. We're going to be better.
I don't know what this is from, but words are wind. Okay, I don't need your words.
Oh, that's deep, Joe.
But I mean, all you can do at a press conference is say words. So it's not like, what else do you want?
Well, I guess to me, and we kind of mentioned this during the break a little bit, is, why aren't the words that Mike McCarthy, that he uses, on Sundays and Mondays when they go over penalties and discuss these things, why is it that message resonating with this team? Because if you tell me we work on this throughout the week, we're emphasizing penalties, we're working on all of these things, but yet you get out here on Sunday, Monday, and the occasional Thursday, and you're still committing 14 penalties in a game, that doesn't tell me that the message is actually resonating in the locker room. So where's the disconnect between the message and the players and their inability to execute, when you get out on the field?
What podcast were you and I doing that we talked about that? Was it podcast 31, podcast 29?
It seemed like a lot of
check number 29.
No, that's what I'm saying. I mean, we did 40, 42 or 43 of those things, and every week it seemed like, okay, quit telling me that you're studying these officials, but you still have a high number of penalties.
Yeah.
I mean, you lost the game to the 49ers, and you can name a million different reasons.
He said they played better. He said they played better.
And that's fine.
I agree with him.
And I do too, because penalties are part of not playing well. But if you don't extend 3 of their drives with a penalty, and if you don't kill 4 of your drives with a penalty, you beat the 49ers. Yeah. You did Jeff. A lot of this to yourself.
Yeah,
and that's
251 and 3 timeouts.
Yeah, still could have gone and done it.
And the offensive coordinator was over there chugging Pepto-Bismol or something like that.
And what did you do in that amount of time? A drop, a penalty. It was all the same stuff. Stop cheating.
Was it
cheaters?
Did we talk about this? I'm sorry, I was kind of brain dead here a little bit. Did we talk about him in the word he used, nervous?
Oh, y'all
tried to take it back.
He tried to crawfish that thing.
Angst.
Yeah.
Look.
Should that be a case?
I
That's a veteran team,
I think it's
isn't
everybody. I think everybody is different.
He took it back.
I think everybody is different.
He did moonwalk that thing back,
bro.
He did moonwalk that thing back.
You can't moonwalk that one back.
When Lucius throws that, you know what's happening.
Yeah, McCarthy lift up his pants.
Yeah, I can't play that. They'll strike this video. But yeah, man, he moonwalk you back. You know, they playing that Billie Jean. But you can't do that as a coach. You can't do that, man. Brandon, you're right. You guys blaming the ref. At the end of the day, this is the most penalized team. And it's been the most penalized team since 1995. And the problem is when you're the most penalized team, you're going to see things like this. And what happened in 95 and 96 season was that Jerry Jones actually sued the NFL, and he ultimately won. Now, I'm not saying that the NFL is out to get Jerry. We can talk about those things. But it is what it is. Trip Aces says, Law, if you could switch teams, who would you choose? The Dallas Cowboys special teams or the Dallas Cowboys defense, the Dallas Cowboys offense. I can't root for another team unless it's going to do something in favor for the Cowboys, unfortunately. I'm that crazy about the Cowboys. I promise you, I wish that I can root for other teams, but I can't do it. Last season, I played fantasy football for the first time with my guys, Vach, Okoye, my Cowboys family. I say Okoye already. Sky and Big Game James. And I was miserable the whole year. Miserable playing fantasy football. And I can see where some people get their mindset where they become fans of the players versus fans of the team. And collectively, what's good for the NFL would be if you become fans of the individual players, right? So that when Green Bay and Cleveland Browns are playing, you can be sitting there saying, okay, I got Aaron Jones on my fantasy team and I got Baker Mayfield as my quarterback, basically. So that's what the NFL want. But the old school football in me is like, man, I'm always gonna have my allegiance to just my team. Unfortunately, man, I'm an Aquarius, man. I'm born in February. You know, February the 2nd is my birthday. So I'm always loyal. You know, all Aquarius. We just stick to one side, and you know, we ain't really ready to jump here and there. And we go with the flow, just like the pitcher of water. You know, but I just can't see myself rooting for another team, man. I just don't do that. Unless it benefits us, you know, by them losing. And then, dare I say, you know, we get into the playoffs type of groove or what have you, or draft picks.
Brian's like, I'm watching college tape. And I'm like, it's the AFC title game.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, whatever.
Brian's a champion. He ain't got time to watch other people.
He does now. He's on the radio now. He was
Jordan
the Cowboys.
said,
He was like, all that matters is the
Shout
Cowboys in the draft show. I gotta
That's
get
what I'm saying. When you get to a point in time, I get it. When you work for a team and you're out, you don't want to sit around and watch Pat Mahomes, you know, tossing it around and all. You don't want to. You're just like, okay, it's over. Let's get ready for the Senior Bowl. You know, that kind of stuff.
Biggest disappointment number 2 from Blogging the Boys
we're
is
only at number 2?
Yeah, we're only number 2. Well, there's only 3.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
but we can throw out ours too. But hell, Brian, we'll be here till 7.
Okay,
it's a 5-hour show.
Maybe I'll be here till 7.
Kellen Moore. He says Kellen Moore. And this one, I agree with. I totally agree with it. The lack of imagination to running game. Well, now's a good enough time, KG, for me to apologize to Brian.
Oh,
okay.
I have to do this like 3 times a year.
I'd like to apologize
to Brian Bryce. It's almost like he's worked in the league and
hear
knows
that crow
football.
back there? You hear that crow back there?
I would eat crow, literally. If
Edgar Allan Poe.
I'm sorry, what?
Eating crow.
Well, if you put meat church on it and like,
nope.
yeah, I'd do that. I'd try it. Wrap some bacon around it.
Nope, you're doing too much.
So once upon a time and a long time ago,
we determined that Crow was actually pretty good. We did a segment about this.
I think
a Jeffrey time.
did some research and found out that
Lucius,
Crow tastes okay, right? Like it tastes okay, if I remember right.
I wouldn't know.
I think it came out that Crow tastes kind of like duck.
It would have to go 6 full months for me to say, you know what, I might eat a crow.
Yeah.
It would have to be a real pandemic.
No.
Dallas, Alaska situations.
I kind of thought we did a segment on Crow.
We did.
You looked it up. And it was like
we did. I remember all of us were kind of like trying to figure things out, and I remember the word duck being involved. Like it was like it's dark meat, kind of like duck.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's where you landed on. Oh, okay.
No, that's what the word. It was. What's what was
How
written.
often do you eat duck? Not very, right?
Duck is kind of gamey.
I just haven't ever killed a duck,
The
so I
last
don't
time
have
I ate
one in my
duck,
proximity.
I ate some shot that came along with it. Took a bite and there was some shot still in the duck. Yeah, that metal pellets. Yeah.
Crack a tooth on that joint.
Exactly. And
Make
I'm
you
like,
a man.
No more duck.
I remember back in the day when we used to take shots that had fish in them. Live
Oh, yeah.
ones.
Shout out to that place. They ring a little bell for you. Like, we got another food.
My apology to Brian is that once upon a time, Brian Broaddus told me, he said, you know the thing about Kellen Moore is?
What is that?
He doesn't really have a scheme. He's more of a play collector.
Collector of plays. Yeah, yeah.
And I think I told Brian on the air, like, I don't have a problem with that. Like, I don't need a definition for what your offense is called or whatever. But the further you got into the year, it was like, okay, now I'm seeing Budda Baker jumping this play because he's seen it before. Now I'm seeing Dre Greenlaw meeting Zeke in the hole and Tyron can't block him because he got an early jump on it because he's seen this before.
Big fact.
And you don't have,
Shout out to
like the
Greenlaw.
49ers.
The
Kyle
Lions.
Shanahan has a play where he hands the ball to a running back out of a certain formation, a certain look. And then he'll line up like that again, and he'll hand it to the jet sweep guy instead. So that's a play off of a play.
Right, right.
And then he'll have both of those things happen, play action it and hit a dude up the seam, and then
Off the jet sweep.
he'll play action it out of that same look, and it'll
Y'all
be
listen.
a use check being the like it's
Like, where's the layups?
It's plays on plays on plays on plays, so that you can't screw down on. Oh, I remember this play of theirs because this one looks like that one, looks like that one, looks like that one, looks like that one. So Budda Baker can't go, oh, Connor McGovern is in the wide
Y'all
receiver
want to
bunch.
listen to this live?
I
Here
saw
you
this-
go.
I'm going to go grab this football.
Wait, I watched
It's in the
Atlanta
description
tape.
box.
They threw the ball for 23 yards. So maybe we need to defend this one.
Yeah.
kind
Yeah.
of thing. Yeah.
So I just wanted to apologize to Brian.
That's big of you, Jeff.
Thank you.
That's very big of you.
Thank you. I've been building up to it for a long time. I've thought about it for a long time, if you deserved it, because there's a lot of things about Brian that make me want to not apologize to him. But I've decided I'll be a big enough man. And
Maybe you
say,
should listen to him more when it comes to Kellen Moore, and maybe you won't have to apologize so often.
You know what? The
Yes.
whole thing, I thought he was going to apologize for Mike McCarthy, is what I was going to think he was going to
I
do.
almost need to
actually
apologize for him too in a minute, man.
'Cause
Boy,
you're
this is
kind
going-
kind of a McCarthy guy still.
You kind of got your foot in the parking lot that you were against the guy, I think, a little bit, though, too. You went from
I'm
like
penduluming.
you went around from riding around with him in the convertible to like closing the door and like, bye.
Well, no, I just don't want to be quite as close to him. You know,
not nearly as,
like
get ready for Lucius line here.
if he gets JFK
Pound for pound, one of the best coaches in the league.
So Kellen Moore,
chill out, Lucy.
I'm trying to see them go through this list.
biggest
though, and then we
disappointment
can roll.
number 2 from Blogging the Boys, and
Blogging the
disappointment
Boys.
number.
Can I say real quick on
What's
that
the
one?
number
On the
three?
number 2?
Yeah, I mean, since I've apologized to you, you can do whatever you want.
But the whole thing is, I don't blame Kellen Moore. I
Right,
blame
right.
Mike McCarthy for not helping him. That's what I'm saying. That would be my blame thing.
Okay.
I wish
Okay.
Mike would have helped him more. I don't think, but I've learned today that Mike's really not interested in helping.
Oh, he don't want to do that anymore. No.
Right.
Well, he's
can't
interested in
break that
helping
down.
an input.
No,
He
no,
just
he's
don't
not.
want to grab the call sheet because it's your call sheet. You put it together. You know which play you want to call where,
That's
and you're my
bullshit,
OC.
though.
Go get him, Tiger.
That's bullshit.
I think he just
though.
put a lot of faith in that.
What'd you just call, Kellen?
Dak and Kellen like
A
are
draw with no time? Oh, okay.
Dak and Kellen are a vibe, and he didn't want to jam up the vibe.
He's
No
the
way.
head coach.
Yeah,
Man, I
he's the
swear
head
if I had
coach.
that headset on, I'd be click. Those coaches would hate me. I would be talking to them so much.
Hey, Dip,
Hey,
no,
Kelly,
I could see.
not that
What
one.
was that? You know?
Bones has a headset on. I would give Bones the Heisman as he's coming to walk towards me. I would put my hand up and say, "Stop."
My Bones,
Just
go
stop.
sit down somewhere.
Stop.
Damn it, sit down.
By the way, this segment is brought to you by Get Mortgage Ready, who's a wonderful friend of ours, and also by our friends at the Frankels. the personal injury lawyers, Franklin Frankel. If you've been injured in a car wreck and it's not your fault, call 214-333-3333 or online at truckwreck.com, principal office, Dallas, Texas. Coming up next, we'll take a peek around the rest of the division. We got some big news. Is it great for the Cowboys? It's next.
Coming up.
All right, man. I thought they had one more topic, but they couldn't get to it. All right, so let me play this right quick because, believe it or not, he had some points, man, and y'all know how this thing goes, man. When you listen to those boys, you can't stand them, but he had some points, and I'm going to go back and forth with these guys so that we can slap some of them, but let's go.
After last weekend's loss, the Cowboys have a lot of uncertainty about their roster moving forward. 7 players make nearly 73% of their salary cap, and they could lose some big contributors in free agency, including Randy Gregory, Michael Gallup, and Connor Williams. So, Shannon, did the Cowboys Super Bowl window just close?
No, they're still a fairly young team, Skip. I think they'll rework some of these contracts. You probably rework Zach Martin's contract, probably give him some of that money as a signing bonus. Same thing with Tyron Smith. Skip, normally your window close. If you're an older team, your quarterback retired, your quarterback suffers a significant injury. I don't see any of these things. I think the only guy that they might potentially would want to bring back and possibly lose is Randy Gregory, maybe a Dalton Schultz. They're not bringing Gallup back. Connor Williams. You would hopefully they would pay Connor Williams to go away. That's what you're hoping. And Leighton Vander Esch.
Yep.
So Skip, I don't think any of the guys that I see as free agents. Now they could lose a coordinator. They might lose Dan Quinn. Excuse me. Who knows? They might lose the OC, Kellen Moore. But for the most part, Skip, their guys are. This window isn't closed. The question is, even though it's open, ain't nobody coming. Y'all ain't getting nothing out of that. Ain't no breeze blowing into the house. So it don't matter if it's open or closed. Ain't nothing going on. And guess what? You and I'll be right back here next year, and you will be disappointed again.
All right, so I agree with Shay Sharp with Gregory coming back. He didn't mention J-Ron Curse. I believe J-Ron Curse will be coming back. I do agree with the Cowboys getting rid of Connor Williams. And let's be real, it's been good with Connor Williams, but it's time to let him go. And he's not lying. I think that the window for the Cowboys are not closed. But he said nothing is going through it or nothing is going to blow through it. But I think we can find a way to get a breeze. One of the things that we're going to miss one of these guys. We're going to lose out. Dan Quinn may be gone. Kellen Moore, he may be gone. I don't think there's a situation where both of those guys are back for the 2022 season. LVE, God dog, man. In that those last series against the 49ers, and matter of fact, if you want to include the Washington football team as well as the Eagles game, minus the Arizona Cardinals game, because he didn't have that good of a game against the Cardinals, but one can argue that after those first 2 opening drives from the Cards, he kind of reeled it in. Would you bring back LVE? Because he played pretty well during the last stretch of it. I want to know how y'all feel about that before I say. Stargaze says LVE bad plays outweigh his good plays. Shout out to Stargazer. Love Curse by Connor. Yeah, Sushi. Who else? Give LVE the 6-month contract. What option do he have? Is this his 5th-year option? Or do he got a 5th-year option? Or is it gone, it's sayonara to him anyway, right? Is he planning on his 5th-year option, right? He got to go now, right? Has it been 5 years already? The LB draft is deep. Let him go, yeah. Let him go. Here's what I'm thinking. I like the Jordan Davis, and I know it's too soon to say if he's going to drop to the 24th spot, but I want me a big boy. Think about this, what the 49ers were able to do. We didn't lay a hand on Jimmy Garoppolo from the interior. He was able to climb the pocket and step up at times, although he didn't throw that well, but he threw enough to win the game. So I want pressure. I'm greedy. I want my big boys inside. I like what Carlos Watkins did. I said it last night on the Final Word, but it's still not enough. Brent Urban, that's a long tooth, man, and he get injured. He's very injury prone. And shout out to him. He was at every game cheerleading, but I'm not finna pay all of that money or pay for some money for a 6'7" cheerleader. So Navell Gallimore, Osa, those boys are good. Tristan Hill, yeah, those boys are good. But I'm looking for greatness, man. I'm looking for that big boy that I can develop, that I can put beside a Navell Gallimore, that I can put beside an Osa, somebody that can continue to eat. And then on my third down defense, because we under contract anyway with DeMarcus Lawrence, that I'll kick DeMarcus Lawrence inside, right? But if you go out, hear me out, Cowboy Nation, if you go out and get that big boy, you will see how much it would impact in a good way for Parsons. It would flat out do all of those good things for Parsons. If you think I'm lying, can you close your eyes and imagine what Ray would look like without Big Saragusa, without Haloti Nada, Sam Adams, So he had big boys up front. That's why he was able to fly out. And that would get rid of some of those jelly bellies, because there's no way. And I know Big Bo Hunter, he was doing some good things or what have you, but really he got to grow into that body. And you may think 3 or 4 more years for him. I don't think that he's there yet. I don't think that he's that much of a difference maker. Even at time, Justin Hamilton was winning out over him, right? And Justin Hamilton is now on the Broncos. So I want that big body. I want that big boy inside. And you can watch how that can help out your secondary and your linebackers, because now you collapsing the inside. All right. Jordan Davis be disappearing too. I feel you. I'll need him for 2 downs, first and second down. Third down, we're going to rotate. We put the lighter guys in because it's third down. It's third down, probably passing down. Yep. Ed Reed flourished too. Yeah. Vita Vea, oh my gosh. The Buccaneers signed him for like $70 million or something. They said, man, that big boy. They went on ahead and signed him. Nakobe Dean, that would be, oh my God. Nakobe Dean mixed in with that. It's just preference at this point. So we got a long way to go before we start evaluating draft picks or what have you. We can run our mocks or what have you, but this is still too soon, right? Some of these guys have not declared, right? And some of these guys got to go through Senior Bowl. Some of these guys got to go through NFL Combine. There'll be some storylines of whether or not they just big and nasty, but do they really love football? I check out that defensive tackle from Baylor. Yep. So that's another thing. I want somebody to love football just like Parsons, right? I want somebody to not just like football, but I want them to be heads over heels for football. Like, that's all they do. They wake up in the morning and say, I want to hit something. I want to smash something. I don't want that person to wake up and say, I'm scared. I don't want to shoot through the A-gap. I'm nervous because of the 49ers. No. I don't want them type of people on my team. I don't want them type of people. I want somebody to look at somebody and say, you nervous?
He needs some milk.
You know what I'm saying? You nervous?
This is Sparta!
You want those warriors, man. Not nobody with the jelly bellies in a wild card game. I digress. That doggone coach, he made me mad.
So, Shannon Sharp, the reason that loss on Sunday remains an open wound, a gaping open wound for me, is that I fear the Super Bowl window just slammed shut. It just felt like everything had come together this year, this moment in time, in this football universe. It felt like a harmonic convergence of everything was right. Health, everybody in their prime, the offense.
No, God! Skip sometime, B. I be want to just see him. My thing is, Skip Bayless, the thing is, the Cowboys, after, the Eagles rested everybody, gave us that false sense of football because we couldn't really get a gauge of our offense. And we held to the L. Of course, we lost. And, of course, those guys was whining about the aficionados against the Cards or what have you. And you saw what happened to the Cards in the first rounds of the playoffs. We were not on the same page with our offense. And my foolish self, was with the mindset of believing, and y'all can blame the loss on me, basically, because that's why I'm hearing that Law Nation lost the game. Well, I wasn't nervous, by the way, but I was with the belief, here I am with the belief, that ain't no way, bro, that Kellen Moore, the genius that he is this terrible in drawing up plays and refusing to put the ball in the belly of the running backs, right? Refusing to call a balanced game, right? Ain't no way. He got to be sandbagging. I literally, no shade at Kellen Moore, nor Dak Prescott or Ezekiel Elliott or anybody on that front five. I literally thought that, man, this guy got to be such a smart guy that he got to be holding some of those plays back. Now, if somebody with me with that, come on. Let me know, because ain't no way all of y'all were thinking like, nah, this dude is trash. Kellen Moore, hey, man, he trash, right? Ain't nobody. And not all of y'all. Y'all had to be thinking like, man, this dude got to at least be sandbagging, right? and no way. Now, let me talk about Dak Prescott just for a little second. I'm just going to touch on this just for a little second. But there's no way that Dak Prescott was 1,000% healthy, and I get it. We understand injuries is a part of the game. You got to shake it off. Got dogged. We seeing Aaron Rodgers playing with a broken toe. You know what I'm saying? And we ain't seeing him scared to run the ball, right? But there's something happened between the last play of the New England Patriots game that sucked the life out of Dak Prescott and the philosophy within the confines of this offensive line. Like stupidity just poured upon the entire teams, And we can argue and say, yeah, it was the way that Vic Fangio called the defense on the Denver Broncos. But one can argue also that it was this right here, the changing of the offensive line for your mind, baby. All of a sudden they take Terrence Steele and they say, okay, we're going to move you to the left tackle. And on top of that, we're going to insert La'el Collins, who had to literally play himself in shape. And midway through there, a few games went about his way. And then the offensive line coach said, you know what? Let's make it even more difficult. We're going to sub and rotate Collins and Steele at right tackle, and let me sprinkle in Connor McGovern at left guard, who all of the tape that we ever got a chance to see, was this right here. Of Connor McGovern is playing right guard. We never really seen him play left guard, but we were sitting there saying, hey, at least he won't give us a hold. Now, regardless of whether or not Dak Prescott, and this is where the rubber meets the road, Cowboy Nation. And Dak Prescott haters, if you declare yourself as a hater of Dak Prescott, or if you just say a raw critic of Dak Prescott, can you at least level with me? can y'all at least agree with me with this? Dak Prescott, from game 1 all the way to the Patriots game, was he not, or was he playing? Let me ask you guys this, like we just witnessed after that, like after the Patriots game. Was he playing like he played this past weekend? Was he playing like he played the following weekend? Whatever it was. You can't sit here and say that, man, Dak Prescott, the way he's playing now, is the way he always ever played. Because there's no way he would get to $75 million if he played like he played now. No way. No way. So something had to happen, whether it's mentally, whether it's mechanics, whether it's something dealing with a health issue that we don't know. But there's no way that Dak Prescott, and I watch football. I'm not sitting here saying that I know everything. There are things that I'm still learning as it relates to just life. But there's no way. No, long ways that you're off today. No, I'm just trying to let people know. Did Dak Prescott always play like he played? This past weekend and the previous weekend. If he did, there's no way that a third of you guys would say, pay the man. There's no way, baby. There's no way. I cannot believe that that's Dak Prescott. Neither here nor there. Somebody got to find a middle ground on this, Come on. And the same and the truth could be told about Kellen Moore. Let's be real. Let's absolutely be real. You mean to tell me that you know that you got a running back that's averaging 5.5 yards per rush? What's more strange for you to know? That Kellen Moore didn't know that Ezekiel Elliott had a torn PCL? He didn't know that? And he continued to run the ball more with Ezekiel Elliott juxtaposed to Tony Pollard? There's no way, baby. There's no way that he can sit down and say with a straight face, I know that this man got a torn PCL, and I refuse to give the ball to the other guy that's a little bit more explosive. There's no, look, man, we've been around football too long, Cowboy Nation. There's no way that I sit down in a room and I sit there and I say as a game plan, I'm only targeting Amari Cooper 5 times in the entire game. Look, we know too much football. If I'm sitting in the room and Dak Prescott this past game had 43 attempts, 5 of them out of the 43 and only 1 completed to CD Lamb. There's no way you can sit there and go into a game plan with that. I'm just sorry, Cowboy Nation. There's no way. That's not realistic. Law, I wouldn't mind to see Sean Payton take over. Imagine the energy he would bring. We would have come out flat during games, and I know he have a chance. He have a scheme. Yeah, he have a scheme. Yeah, and he's a true quarterback. I'm gonna put my hands on the quarterback type of guy. But people are coming here to believe that this coach came in with a clear game plan against the 49ers by saying, okay, regardless of the logics, we know that the Cowboys are 28 or 29-0 when these guys are running the ball efficiently. The 49ers came in rushing only 4 and dropped everybody, mama, uncle, cousin, Tupac, and Biggie coming out of the grave in coverage. And you still try to go with a game plan of throwing the ball? No way. You could hate. Look, it's equivalent. It's literally equivalent to sitting back saying, okay, all right, we expecting Trent Difford or Brad Johnson, and I'm not saying that Dak Prescott is on the level of those quarterbacks, to throw them the game. If you go back and watch those tapes, Jamal Lewis was running his butt off. Priest Holmes was running his butt off. Warwick Dunn and all of those boys, they were running, baby. All right, JJ says it's crazy Dak didn't play well in the second half and still had 37 touchdowns and 4,300 yards. Oh, by the way, go D.I. Love, 601, baby. Oh, appreciate you, JJ. Appreciate it. D.I. Love, go D.I. Love, baby. Yeah, appreciate you, man.
Line aging, but still had one last hurrah in it.
Appreciate
and
24/7.
Because Dak Prescott now makes so much money that he was so overpaid that they're not going to be able to play in free agency whatsoever. And I do believe there's going to be a mass exodus of free. Okay, but there's going to be a mass exodus that you need to try to counteract in free agency. I think they'll lose Randy Gregory, Amari, Dalton Schultz, Michael Gallup, Van Der Esch, Jaron Kearse, who came on strong at the end of the year, Cedric Wilson, who was a nice piece to have just in case you needed an extra slot receiver.
Get out of the way, Crow.
I think and Brian Anger was arguably the best punter in pro football. I have a fear that all those guys will be gone. Yeah, and all of a sudden you're back to what they do, and they've done very well. We build through the draft. Well, can you reload on the fly through the draft? I don't think so. No. So I love 11 from heaven. I love Micah Parsons. I love a lot of the young players, but now they're going to go from 2-0 because, remember, Ty Smith and Zach Martin, they're 31 years of age in actuality, going on 40 years of age in football years. So I'm just not seeing it.
But let me ask you a question.
Slap the redness back on his face. But watch what Shay Sharp said.
Skip, do you believe if they wanted to keep Harris the thing? Skip, the cap means nothing.
Finally, somebody who played the game that understands the cap means nothing.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
I remember when Odell Beckham came available. Y'all know that the Rams was operating below the cap, but you didn't hear nobody say, hey, let's figure this thing out. They went and picked him up and scooped him up. Aaron Donald, did you guys get a chance to look at his contract, baby? Did you see how they went and moved everything around to get Matthew Stafford? Did you see what they're going to pay? Did they pay Cooper Kupp already? Oh, excuse me, Jalen Ramsey. Von Miller, did you look at his contract or what have you? Man, that salary cap, man, is for things to be played around and moved around. You can always insert money here and slide money there. And it goes up and it increases every year. Jerome in the house, appreciate you. Isn't it a penalty to hit the quarterback when he slides? Dang, you know what? I never thought of that one. I'm not complaining about it. It just wanted to get the rules straight. They hit Dak Prescott on his slide. Let me go back and let me see if I got that film right here available. I didn't think about that. You know, you made me pivot a little bit, bro. Made me pivot just a little bit. All right, let me see. Yeah, y'all on them. All right, let's see. You got me pivoting. Let's see. And 2, 3, 4, 5. Is that a helmet? He hit him on a yeah. I've seen quarterbacks, but let me see. Let me just look at it again. Jerome, why you got this on my mind right here? Oh, and that's a helmet. Let me see if they're going to show it from the other angle. I don't have the other angle, don't I? Do I have the other angle? Oh, they never gave me the other angle. That's all I got. Let me see if I should have the other angle. Yeah, this the other angle right here, right? Yeah, this the other angle. Let me see. 1, 2, 3. Start the process of the slide. Let me see if I can zoom it in. Yep. Process of the slide. Yeah, that's a flag. You can't do that. Yeah, you don't supposed to be able to do that. Let's look at it from this angle. Yeah, what they're gonna have to do is they're gonna have to send, like, you can't put toothpaste back in the tube, Jerome. You can't put that toothpaste back into the tube. They're gonna have to submit that tape to the NFL for review, and after they review it, they would make the announcement. Yes, he was in the process of the slide, and and you can't hit anywhere above the neck. You can't land on him. You can't hit him. Jerome, you're right, and we can't put toothpaste back into the tube, though. By the way, dang, Jerome, why would you have to bring that up? Yeah, that's a flag. Look, that is an absolute flag, and it's a 15-yarder. It's a stop clock, at the end of the play. Oh, my gosh. Jerome, man. Never know. Look, the things that you see. Jerome, what made you bring that up, man? Because watch, you will see a good play to watch will be the roughing the passer Thanksgiving game. If Dr. Football is saying bang, bang, play, look up the roughing the passer on the Thanksgiving play, on the Thanksgiving day. And if I had enough time, I can show you guys on my end, but it'll take me time to dig out that play. And they call roughing the passer. And it was a less of a hit on that. If you think I'm lying, Dr. Football, just look up roughing the passer on the Thanksgiving play. I think the quarterback was Derek Carr. Similar play, and he was sliding out, rolling out of the pocket, and they called roughing the passer on, I believe, Parsons. It doesn't have to be dirty hit. It's just a point giving up, him giving himself up, and oh well. Yeah, Jerome, you're right. Man, you got me thinking now. But at the end of the day, it's gonna seem like we crying spilled milk, and I've heard, shout out to Skywalker still. I listened to his podcast earlier this morning, and it was like as much of a moot point because at the end of the day, Dak Prescott don't get roughing the passer calls, right? So it was like, hey, Dak Prescott apologizing to the media so that he can get some calls for next year. He don't get calls anyway. For the entire year, Dak Prescott only had, I think Dak Prescott had only 2 roughing the passer calls on, so he's not going to get those, But, we lost, so I'm not going to go back and forth, but it is what it is. Let me finish this one up.
Because we see guys, they be like, hold on, where you find all this money from? I thought the cap was this. And guys they sign a $300, $200 million worth of contracts, and somehow they're up under the cap. I just believe that they rework. Skip, I don't believe Amari's worth $20 million. Amari.
Oh, my God. Scott says you can squeeze the sides, and it sucks back in. You can't. All right, so I won't have to do an experiment, Scott. So you said you could put toothpaste back in the tube. Shout out to you, Scott, man. All right, so based upon this scheme and this system, if you bring Kellen Moore back, let me know, Cowboy Nation. And I know you guys talked about Dak Prescott. He's not worth 75. But is Amari Cooper, based upon this system and this scheme, is he worth $20 million? Let me see a yes or a no. Let me see a yes or a no. Shout out to you, Swab TV. You can? Oh, my goodness, Flores. So y'all been putting toothpaste back in the tube? Some people said yes, some people said no. kinda, Swat, if it's dependent on this particular scheme that we run or system that we run, because it's really not scheming. Okay, all right. So I'm having fun with you guys today. All right, let's hear it.
Skip, I don't believe Amari's worth $20 million. Amari Cooper comes up too small in big games and big moments.
I agree.
Skip, your guy CD did not play well for you down the stretch. There are some situations that you would expect the guy of his talent level to be able to step up.
Yep.
Skip, he was a no-show in the playoff game. But I think a lot of that had to do with the quarterback. But Skip, your window's not. Skip, Dak is only, 28?
Quarterback.
So the question is,
and I know,
if you lose some of these. Go ahead.
Dak is dramatically overpaid. And because of that, they've already factored in the increased cap into his contract. So they're going to be up against it, man. I'm telling you, they will not be quite as good next year as they were this year. That's my bottom line.
They're still in that crappy division. So what's going to transpire in that division that's going to make it so exponentially better? What's going on? So what are the Giants going to do?
What is going on? Shay Sharp is more of a Cowboy defender than Skip Bayless, baby. I know this for the ratings, but he just said that the Cowboys are not going to get better. But let me rewind just a little bit. And let's listen to him what he's saying, though. Let's listen to what he's saying.
And because of that, they've already factored in the increased cap into his contract. So they're going to be up against it, man. I'm telling you, they will not be quite as good next year as they were this year. That's my bottom line.
They're still in that crappy division. So what's going to transpire in that division that's going to make it so exponentially better? What's going on? So what are the Giants going to do? Even if they're going to get a new head coach, going to get a new GM, they still got that same crappy quarterback. What are Washington going to do? This quarterback situation is still what it is. What's Philly going to do? I still believe Philly's going to go looking in the market to try to find a quarterback. I don't care what the head coach says. I do not believe they're sold on Jalen Hurts. I just don't believe it.
Yeah,
so
it's interesting
next year
you bring
we'll get
up
blown
Jalen
out
Hurts.
in another home playoff game.
Do y'all think, if you're an Eagles fan, if you're watching so far from right now, do y'all really believe in Jalen Hurts? All right, so let me pull up this right quick. Dak Prescott had a 4-year contract for $160 million, including a $66 million signing bonus, $126 million guaranteed, and an average annual of $40 million, right? That's a lot of money, right? And he will earn his base salary of $20 million, would carry over to hit the $34 million. So his dead cap space for right now, if you say, okay, let's get rid of Dak, will be $77 million, okay? That's the dead cap. But here's the unique part of his contract. Believe it or not, was that signing bonus, because they prorated and pushed everything up. So the 2022 season, his base salary is $20 million still, but his signing bonus is kind of included. So Dak Prescott is basically getting $20 million, but with the signing bonus spliced, he's getting $13.5 million from his signing bonus, and he got a restructure clause in there that he can get that. So basically, that's how you come up with the $45 or the $43 million that he would hit. So at the end of the 2023, his dead cap space is $43 million, and then in the year of 2024, everything roll over. His base salary would be $29 million, and then his signing bonus, of course, is still the $13 million. And then he get a roster bonus that's included in there with incentives of $5 million. Now, all of these millions sound like a lot of money. Man, my goodness. Dak, hit your boy up, send me about $1 million, and I'll be okay, you know. But neither here nor there. His contract is escapable in the year 2025. Look down at your calendar, Cowboy Nation. It's already year 2022. So, I don't know how you guys can look into it and say, all right, you know, the salary cap by the year 2025, Dak Prescott, you know, salary is going to be such a devastation to this team. devastating to this team. I don't think that that's the case, nor the scenario. Let me see if I can pull up the future salary cap. Y'all bear with me, man. Y'all bear with me. Shout out to you, JJ. Where's the same criticism for Kyler, though, Law? You know, how many years Kyler Murray been in the league right now? And this is his first time taking the team to the playoff, right? So I would say, man, give the man one more year. I like Kyler Murray, but give the man one more year before we talk about, you know, his legacy. Yeah, he was one and done too, but I'm going to give the man at least one more year before, you know, like next year he got to win him a playoff game. You know, you use the first round draft pick, and, you know, we want to see what he can do next year for Kyler Murray. Let me see. Y'all bear with me, man. Y'all please bear with me. And I'm going to see if I can see this futures, because they might have took it away. Nah, they didn't. He. All right, so the salary cap now is $212 million. So let's see. And okay, no. Let me move up to the year 2024. Y'all bear with me. We'll go update. Bam. We estimated with $93 million worth of cap space in the year 2026. What's the estimation? All right, let me do it this way. Because you guys can see it better this way. I'm going to have to crop it so you guys can see. So it is the year 2020. We just go to the year 2023. I'm just going to update it. Y'all bear with me. I know y'all can't see it now. And I'm just going to prove a point right here. I'm frozen, but that's okay. Bam, save. And then we're going to go for the year 2024. And let me just jump to the year when the TV deal kick in, 2025. Hell yeah. All right. We got it right here. Bam. I'm frozen. Because this would be the time when you got to pay. This would be the time when you got to pay the guy. I'm going to jump to the year 2026. And I'm going to show y'all something, man. Matter of fact, since we here, y'all ain't going nowhere, right? Y'all okay? Y'all all right? Yep. Bam. And I might as well jump to the year 2027. How many Super Bowls we have by that time? God dog, boy. All right, so y'all bear with me. Y'all bear with me now. The year 2027. I just got to show y'all these numbers, man. And they just projections right now. All right, good. Y'all okay? All right. Bam. All right, so this will be the 2022. Bam. Okay. Y'all see that salary cap? This is for the Cowboys cap space. You know, for all of the people that's talking about money and what have you. And it's adjustable because we write at 11 million, you know, as it relates to the cap space or what have you. And that's where we're going to end up being when it's time to clear out all of those things, right? So that's one. So that's the year 2022. All right, so that's going to roll over. But what I did here, let's skip ahead. Let's skip ahead one. And we're going to skip ahead to the year 2024. Look how that thing jump. Adjusted salary cap. You see that way at the top? We're going to have all of that cap space because the TV deal is about to kick in. And you see that? You see all that millions at the top? And our active contract at the time? Look at the rollover. We got 96 million rolling over. Right? There's somebody that's going to have to get paid. But what happened here It's about a year. That's why I say it's impossible before you guys say, hey, man, salary cap held. Not while the NFL is growing this way. NFL growing too fast, baby. All right, so when you jump around to the year 2025, man, y'all need to go get into the NFL business, man. You know, the year 2025, look at that adjustment. That's $500 million, $551 million. That's their cap. That's the cap space. So by y'all worrying about Dak Prescott and his money, shoot, Joe Burrow's going to get paid some big whop. You know? Joe Burrows and what's the other guy for the Chargers? Man, he like, man, they going to laugh and scoff at whatever Dak Prescott got. They going to laugh at Pat Mahomes' money. Look at that number. Hey, that Amazon, look, order something from Amazon now. I promise you, if you're in a city or you're in an area with city, Amazon will have that stuff at your doorbell. You know, if you bring the doorbell before I get off this show. But by the year 2026, and I don't think I did the 2027, but let me show you how that thing gonna do some kangaroo jumps, man. Let me show you how that thing gonna do some kangaroo jumps. I'm telling you, y'all worry about the wrong thing, man. Hey, y'all go to salary cap here. Shoot, I'll be paying players whatever I can, man. This is the year 2026. That's almost $1 billion worth of cap space adjusted, and we only have players on the team that we have to owe by the year 2027, of course, or 2026. That's $793 million. Come on, baby. Y'all worry about the wrong things, man. I'm telling you, I've been telling people, man, there's no such thing as cap hell. You better go try to wheel and deal and go get your guys and adjust them and slide that stuff over, you know, and wait for the next year to come through and squeeze it out, get your salary cap, get everybody down and back to zero. It's a game. It's a game, baby. Look at that. That's the year 2026. I can't make this stuff up. It's the year 2025. It's the year 2024. Man, y'all need to leave that salary cap. Look, your boy just leaked it out of the bag. Boy just leaked it out of the bag, Shay Sharp. He said, man, you know, don't be worried about the salary cap. They find money here, find money there, spread it out. It's a way, baby, to get these guys, to get y'all all upset about the player. Think about it, if there was no salary cap, you guys would never disagree with the owner. I mean, you guys would always disagree with the owner. Because you would say, hey, man, if you really want to win the Super Bowl, you'll go out there and get the best players available. But the salary cap make y'all look at the players being selfish. They don't deserve this money. They paying the player too much money. Don't you know how much revenue? Don't you know how much it would cost to park out there at the Arlington Stadium for some chips and Doritos? Man, that stuff was... You get a beer, that beer bottle that they threw at those officials, man, was $40, $50 worth of beer, man. One little old bottle.
Oh, okay. We don't need to go to
that.
next year
Sounds
yet.
good to
We're
me.
still feeling what happened on Sunday. And by the way, since you bring up the division, Tom Brady, did he actually just troll the Eagles?
Oh, that's the end of it. So you guys get what I'm saying, Cowboy Nation? Look, y'all got to stop worrying about these players and them wanting to get money. Y'all like Michael Parsons now, but, man, y'all will turn on him too. You know, I seen it happen. I seen y'all turn on LVE. He ain't no different, right? Y'all turn on Michael Parsons if he don't show up next year. You know, fourth loud. Yeah, right. Appreciate you. So y'all don't want Dak to get paid. Well, go get Collins. Yeah, Colin Kaepernick. I'll be happy with that. Dak deserved to earn it. When the last time Cleveland won? Yeah, it's been a long time, you know. Been a long time since the Cleveland won. Beer gonna be $175 to sip. Yup. There's a lot of money in this thing, baby. It is, man. I appreciate y'all, man, for watching. And that's all the time that I got for this moment. I got to go get me something to eat. I'm hungry over here, man. $800 million just off of straight merchandise. Yep. And when people say, hey, man, I'm boycotting, I ain't watching the game. Shoot, did y'all see how much money Nickelodeon made? Shoot. Man, Nickelodeon made so much money. And it's the TV deals where the money at, because it's money up front. They purchasing the rights. They're purchasing the rights for the advertise those segments. And if you think NFL is not for profit, then I come here to tell you, take 30 seconds or a minute worth of a clip from the NFL and post it on your YouTube page. Watch how quick they claim that video. And they ain't going to strike you. They're just going to claim that video, and watch how much, if you just times that by everybody on YouTube that would do that, they've taken money over hands over fists. And if you think NFL is not for profit, take a look at their Instagram page. They got an NFL.com Instagram. They got an NFL YouTube page that's making millions of dollars. That's just a segment of their marketing money. Standalone complex, I think about Michael Jordan's Last Dance and how they got in the weight room shortly after they lost to the Pistons for the last time to work. Yeah. It is what it is. Yeah. Standalone complex. Yeah. I don't think that the mentality is like that, though, here. I don't think the mentality is like that with this football team. And I could be 1,000,000% wrong. D-Hood, Amazon had the game playing through audio. Was trash, though. But they still had it playing. Every year it get harder and harder. And, people say content creators not creating content. But every year they take what we do, billion-dollar organization, and they do the same thing on their end. Look, the NFL YouTube page. You know how you have just the play-by-play, like you call it the play-by-play like what we do, like me and Mark Holmes or even Bad Dog Sports or anybody that do the play-by-play. They literally, the NFL.com, literally on their YouTube page, got the simulator just of the play-by-play thing going. 100,000, 300,000 views. Just playing. It's a machine, baby. That money, they making hands over fists, baby. They making hands over fists, man. Yep. But it is what it is, Cowboy Nation. Let me get on up out of here, man. But it's the NFL. It's entertainment. It's registered as an entertainment piece. And they can't afford to pay the officials full time. Even officials, they go back to their day jobs as lawyers, judge. Shout out to you, Charles. And then they introduce gambling, betting. You can bet on games. Where the integrity is with that, it is. NFL, the new WWE, could be. And there are conspiracy theories out there, man, that they got channels and everything. But it's entertainment. It's entertainment, baby. You just got to stay focused. I want to be entertained. I feel you, though.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
Yo. I think I had somebody say, man, the Rams going to the Super Bowl this year. They got to pay off their stadium over there. So it may be the Rams and whoever. Who knows? But next year, man, we just got to get focused, man. We do. We do. Jerry Jones, man, I hope they write out a script for next year for the Cowboys to win the Super Bowl. I'll take it. Fake or real or whatever. I'll take it. Oh, my goodness, man. But these boys, they play too hard for it to be fake, though. Y'all get what I'm saying when I say that. Let's stay focused, baby. Let's stay rooted in. If it's scripted, then stop with all of the nervousness. Play through the echoes of the whistle. It's okay to be anxious a little bit. But even a good book said be anxious for nothing. So maybe those boys need to get deep in to some therapy of their minds and recondition that. Huh? Let's go, Cowboy Nation. Let's grind and shine. My name is Law Nation. Be sure to hit that like, share this content. Let a friend or a neighbor know where to go. Yeah, like Albert Flores says, there's always a next year. That's been our motto for 25 to 27 years now. There's always a next year, but we ain't folding, baby. We gonna be watching regardless, right? Even, look, we can't be that miserable because the haters can even come in and come over here to watch it, right? Let's go, Cowboy Nation. Come on, man. Let's go, baby. I'm up out of here, baby.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
Yeah, we entertained, baby. We are. Salute. Andy Reid to Dallas. Unless he's nervous. Shout out to Lil Dallas, keep saying A-Rod.
Nowadays, nothing really excites me. Only one of me and nobody's like me.
A-Rod would get chewed up out here with his demeanor. The way A-Rod handled those press conferences, boy. Can y'all imagine the press conference with Aaron Rodgers? Come on. Mike Zimmer, shout out to you. Shout out to you, Mickey.
The hate and the jealousy, my mama telling me count up your blessings and run it up. Nowadays, nothing really excites me. Only one of me and nobody's like me. Phone ringing and I tell him it's I got wifey on, bring it, she freeze, photo, please, no photos, G's, no, please, no photos. I keep giving game away, I put game on layaway. I got paid to play today, I get paid to stay away.
I got you, Gina. You want to hear your song? I got you.
I got paid on.
Hey, Mike, stop being nervous, man. Coach this team the right way. We need some alpha males up in this thing. We know he's supposed to be unsullied, right? He's supposed to be not nervous. Let's go, Scorpio. Shout out to all of the Aquarius, though. Let's go.
Take a drag of my cigarette. Breathe me out, breathe you in. Yeah. Take a bite of my burger, babe.
Come on.
Save the last bite for you.
And you.
For you. Ooh. Don't let the street lights hit you all alone. You know it's
Danger, baby.
to go alone.
Yeah.
Don't let the street lights hit you. Can I be
Jerry.
I
won't make some glory hole.
Come on, Jerry. Too early for that.
wherever you go?
Shout out to Waco,
Whatever you do,
Texas. Waxahachie. Where y'all from? Let me know. Yeah.
7 years of a perfect love. 7 more and another one. And another one. I think you was the one I lost. 7 wonders all in one. All in one. Don't let the street lights
Riggedy Mean, shout out to you. LLNC Sports Nation. Fort Hood.
If a paper crane can fly, then forever doesn't feel that far. So far, so far. If a paper crane can fly, then forever doesn't feel that far. So far, so far. If a paper crane can fly, fly on,
Nobles
fly on,
Royalty.
fly
Appreciate
on,
you.
fly on, fly on.
Fatality.
Stop being nervous. Coach, you made me mad today. You supposed to be like, FBI, open up. Come on, Coach.